podcast on DreqoFM.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Unfiltered Frequencies. I'm Dreqo, and today I'm diving into something that's been close to my heart lately. How playing Pokémon TCG with my son has become more than just a game. It's taught us about strategy, good sportsmanship, and even a few life lessons, all while giving us a way to connect on a deeper level. Whether you're a fan of Pokémon, Magic the Gathering, or just love a good card game, I think you'll find something relatable here. We'll explore the evolution of Pokémon TCG from the slower, straightforward decks of the past to the fast-paced, high-strategy gameplay of today. And along the way, I'll share some stories about what it's been like teaching and learning from my 9-year-old son. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's get into it. As a parent, finding something to connect with your child over isn't always easy. My son is really into trains, and I'll be honest, I've never been much of a train guy, but when he started showing interest in Pokémon TCG, I saw a real opportunity. Pokémon is something I played on and off over the years, so I was excited to dust off my cards and share the experience with him. Sitting down together, playing matches, and learning the game felt like a way to create something meaningful between us. It's not about teaching him the mechanics or strategies of the game. It's about the time we spend laughing, talking, and building those small but significant moments that strengthen our bond. Honestly, watching him get better with every match has been amazing, and it reminds me that these moments are about more than just the cards or the game. They're about creating memories that we'll both carry with us for years to come. And who knows, maybe someday when he's older, he'll look back on these matches the same way I do, as a time when we really connected and shared something special. When we first started, my son's strategy was pretty straightforward. Build up one Pokemon and attack, attack, attack. Trainer cards, building up his bench, those weren't even on his radar. But as we played more, he started to pick up on the nuances of the game. Now he's learning how to use trainer cards to draw more cards or give his Pokemon a boost. He's realizing that having a strong bench ready to go is just as important as the active Pokemon on the field. And honestly, it's made the game a lot more challenging and a lot more fun for the both of us. I'll admit, though, I still beat him 9 times out of 10, but I don't go easy on him because I think it's important that his wins are earned. Life doesn't hand out victories. You have to work for them. And when you do, those wins mean so much more. One thing that really stands out when we play is the theatrics he brings to the table. Every time he puts down one of those shiny cards, like Corviknight or Lycanroc, it's this big dramatic event for him. He even calls his trainer cards his little friends, like they're jumping in to save the day. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there shaking my head thinking, come on dude, let's just play the game. I'm definitely more of a straightforward, let's take our turns and get this done kind of player. But I try and roll with his dramatics because I know how much he enjoys making the game his own. I'll admit the theatrics do liven things up a bit, and while I like to keep things focused, I know that his excitement is part of what makes the game fun for him, and that's what really matters. One moment early on was when my son first got his Corviknight and Lycanroc decks. I decided to use my Sun and Moon Tropical Takedown deck against his Lycanroc deck. Let's just say it didn't go well for me. Either he got something going, or I didn't draw the right cards, but he ended up beating me, and beating me bad. I don't think I even knocked out one of his Pokemon. Naturally, being 9 years old, he got a little braggadocious about it, rubbing it in like he was unbeatable. So I decided to use it as a teaching moment. I pulled out my Charizard EX deck and completely smoked him. Even when he switched to his Corviknight deck, the game wasn't even close. It was a good reminder that staying humble is just as important as winning. That moment helped me teach him that being a good winner is just as important as being a good loser. When you win, you don't rub it in or brag. When you lose, you don't blame the cards, the deck, or the other player. You accept the loss, learn from it, and move on. I don't mind playing weaker decks to give him a fair chance, but it's important for him to understand when I do. If he doesn't recognize the advantage, that's when I'll bring out a stronger deck to balance the scales and remind him that every win should be earned. Those are the lessons that go beyond the game itself. They are ones I hope he carries with him as he grows. Teaching my son the game has also made me reflect on how much Pokémon TCG has changed over the years. When I was younger, the decks were a lot slower, more Pokemon focused. Trainer cards were pretty much basic, usually just healing or drawing a couple of cards, and the overall pace of the game felt methodic and deliberate. Fast forward to today, and it's a whole different ballgame. Modern decks like the Charizard EX or Corviknight decks we've been using are super fast paced. The trainer cards are more complex, with longer descriptions and much more impactful effects. The strategies are deeper, the game moves quicker, and feels more intense. It's honestly impressive how far the game has come, but it also makes me appreciate those older decks. For beginners, the simplicity and slower pace of those early decks make them an excellent way to ease into the game before diving into today's high-speed, combo-heavy strategies. I've been playing with a mix of decks, both old and newer, and it's fascinating to see the differences. Take the older Mewtwo and Pikachu pre-construct decks for example. These were super Pokemon heavy, the trainer cards playing a very minor role. The strategies were straightforward and the games unfolded at a slower, much more measured pace. Then there's something like Sun and Moon series, like the Tropical Takedown deck I've been using. It's definitely a middle ground. The pace is quicker and the trainer cards are more impactful, but it's still not overwhelming. It's a great stepping stone for newer players to get a feel for the game without being thrown into the chaos of today's high-speed decks. Now compare that to the V decks, like the Corviknight and Lycanroc decks I gave my son. These level 1 decks are beginner-friendly, but even here, the synergy between trainer cards and Pokemon abilities ramps up the pace significantly. It makes the game feel more interactive and exciting. And then there's the Charizard EX deck I've been using. The deck is on a completely different level. Fast, aggressive, and packed with combos. It's a lot of fun to play, but it's also a reminder of how far the game has come. Pokemon TCG has evolved from a slower, more straightforward experience to something that demands quick thinking, planning ahead, and a solid grasp of strategy. Beyond the gameplay, I think one of the reasons Pokemon has lasted over the years, and across generations, is its accessibility. It's got the cute, memorable characters and straightforward storylines, especially in the anime. It's not trying to be over complex or deep, it's just fun and easy to follow. The video games are the same way. They're engaging and fun, but simple enough for anyone to pick up and enjoy. The trading card game ties it all together in a way that's both friendly and approachable. Compared to something like Magic the Gathering, which leans into darker themes and has a bit of a stigma as a more hardcore game, Pokemon feels more welcoming. It's truly for everyone. It's part of what makes it special. Pokemon bridges generational gaps. It's something parents can share with their kids while still appealing to adults who grew up with it. I think that's why it's still so popular. Honestly, I'm curious how long Pokemon will keep going. It doesn't seem to be slowing down at all. I wonder if someday there will be an 80-year-old in a nursing home playing Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. And you know what? I'll probably be one of them. One thing I've noticed is how important it is to tailor the experience to the player. For my son, starting with those older, slower decks has been really helpful. They let him focus on the basics without getting overwhelmed by all the trainer cards and combos. It's a great way to ease into the game and build confidence before tackling faster, more complex strategies. For kids with stronger reading comprehension, or for adults who are just jumping into the game though, those modern decks can be a blast right from the start. The faster paced and intricate combos add a lot of excitement, especially if you're ready for the challenge. Ultimately, it really depends on the person. That's one of the great things about Pokemon TCG. It can be tailored to fit different skill levels and play styles, making it accessible for everyone. Pokemon TCG also teaches some valuable skills that go beyond the game itself. Strategy, adaptability, patience. These are the things that players pick up on naturally as they learn how to build decks, make decisions, and handle both wins and losses. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player, there's always something to learn. When it comes to my own playstyle, I'm all about heavy hitters. I like straightforward Pokemon that deal big damage without relying on chance. No flipping coins or hoping for a lucky roll. Just consistent, solid hits that get the job done. For me, it's all about reliability and knowing that my strategy isn't left up to luck. Trainer cards are a huge part of making that work. I focus on cards that pull energy from the discard pile, or let me search for energy to power up my Pokemon quickly. Card draw is also a must. It keeps your hand full and gives you options throughout the game. I think a lot of players lean towards heavy hitters because they're effective and satisfying to play. But it's the trainers and energy management that really makes those strategies shine. They're what keep the game balanced and make even the simplest strategies competitive and fun. At the end of the day, Pokemon TCG is so much more than just a game for us. It's a way to connect on a deeper level, to teach lessons about strategy, good sportsmanship, and learning from both wins and losses. And most important, it's a way to create memories and have fun together. Whether my son and I stick with Pokemon, move on to Magic the Gathering, or discover something completely new, I know this time we're spending together will stay with us. These moments aren't just about the cards or the game. They're about the bond we're building, and that's what really matters. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Unfiltered Frequencies. If you've got stories about how gaming has brought you closer to someone in your life, whether it's Pokemon, Magic, or any other game, I'd love to hear them. Drop a comment, share your experience, and let's keep this conversation going. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with a friend. It really helps out. Thanks for being here. Stay awesome, and I'll talk to you soon.
Where the cards hit the table and legends are born. In the kingdom of cards, we play for the crown. Where nerds unite, no one's backing down. From magic to monsters, we're here to claim. Kings and queens, masters of the game. Step inside, it's a world of its own. Shelves stacked high, this place feels like home. From Pokemon trainers to the D&D crew, every roll, every card tells a story anew. In the kingdom of cards, we play for the crown. Where nerds unite, no one's backing down. With each deal and shuffle, our world unfolds. Our fortress of fun, where stories are told. We hold tournaments, battles intense. Allies and rivals, every move suspense. Warhammer armies clash bold and grand. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels right where we stand. In the kingdom of cards, we play for the crown. Where nerds unite, no one's backing down. Battles are fought and legends unfold. This is our realm, where stories are told. nerd champions, legends in stride, nerds with courage and worlds to guide. Every pack's a portal, each game's a thrill, where heroes are made with luck and skill. In the kingdom of cards, we play for the crown, where nerds unite, no one's backing down. With dice in hand and hearts on fire, this is our realm, our one desire. Kings and queens, yeah, we claim the crown. In the kingdom of cards, no one's backing down.